Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Tank Crane with the Spoiler Keys. Going to talk about Silo episode
Yes.
5. Man, so I was watching this show today, and so this is like the 4th time. It came out yesterday. I've watched it 4 times because
Oh,
you're
geez.
putting stuff together, trying to figure out what's
Oh,
going on,
yeah.
and then I started to realize a few different things that I didn't think about in the last episode. I'm
Mhm.
starting to realize the characters, their personality are changing. And you're starting to see who they
Mm.
truly are trying to kind of seep through the cracks. So
I can see that.
I thought this was a really interesting episode. So how'd you feel?
Now that you say it, like, you do notice, like, everyone changing, from somebody as new as Solo to even, like, Bernard, not
Mhm.
everyone's changing. I still feel like Juliet's still kind of the same, hard-headed, like, stubborn, but even Sims, Sims is kind of going through a change, him and his wife, like I don't know if it's because of the all the tension in Silo 18. It could definitely change how you act pretty much,
Mm. Yeah, no, Camille was a G this episode. We'll definitely get to that. I mean, the
Oh
stuff
yeah.
that she was doing, I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
wow.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And started to realize why she was doing what she was doing. And I was like, because the first time I saw it, I was like, the hell she thinking? And then I was like, oh, that's what she's thinking. Okay,
Mhm,
I got you.
mhm.
But before we get too far, I want to say hi to Nikisha for her. She was supposed to be listening this evening. She said, hey,
Yes.
good evening. I'll be listening from work. Excited to hear what y'all thought this week. So and then she says here. She said, I see some of you know me.
Yeah.
She was like, and some of y'all know who my husband is, but maybe you
Uh-huh.
don't know he's no longer, leader
He's no longer the
of
boogeyman.
he is now the judge.
Yeah, that was
I was
wild.
like, whoa, okay, I see you. See,
Yeah.
hey, what's up, Eva Vendetta? How
What's
you
going
feeling?
on?
So, any more ado,
Go
I want
ahead.
to get jump right into it because I just love the scenery of what we've seen. The first thing is what you see here is, but you see all these people running down the silo, chasing,
Mhm.
and that was cool, because you got Clara, Martha, Knox, and Shirley all running away from them. But you see them just a mob of people, and this is Bernard's plan, right? Use
Yeah.
the silo, turn the silo against them, and have the silo find these people.
Yeah. Yeah. Which Bernard's he has a plan, and for the most part, like he is so smart, man. On like, he's not a good guy. Don't get me wrong, but he is smart. With doing the way he decided to kind of what does him say? You let them do their own justice. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of
Let the
mob
silo enact
justice.
justice on them, and then
Yeah.
by that mob justice, you basically erase everything that Juliet did
Yeah. Yeah.
by blaming Mechanical, having them have their justice. They killed this judge, and now you get everything back to normal. So I mean, it's a good plan, but I feel like it's faulty
Okay.
plan. But I guess we'll get into that a little bit more
Mhm.
for him. That was a good scene. So they're hiding out, which is like so weird because they're just right around the corner, like, huh?
I know.
How are we going to get away with this? They have no plans, and then you got Carla and Martha are like 65 years old, so they're not going to be able to run away from this mob of angry people. I don't
Uh,
even know why they're running.
yeah, I mean, they do bring it up a little bit later, but I mean, that's the first thing I thought too, was like, do people just assume like all of Mechanical was bad, or are they going just after Knox and Shirley? So
Because they're up there.
yeah, yeah, like they were seen all together, kind of thing.
Mhm.
So
I know
yeah,
that all the the head of judicial of their people will go after them because they'll know something
yeah,
about what's going on.
yeah,
But not
yeah.
this angry mob. Angry mob's not going after these old ladies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, so I thought that was interesting. Then we get into Sims.
Yeah.
And Camille and Sims, and Sims is telling his wife basically, "Hey, Bernard knows it's me. There's no way for me to get around this.
Mm-hmm.
He's pissed off, and he already told me I'm not gonna be a shadow anymore." And she was like, "There's any way to change his mind?" And he's like, "No, we got problems."
Yeah.
And talk job, right? But he doesn't know. He hears his son, "Hey, there's some man in our living room." There in the living room, like it's in the kitchen, making himself some coffee. What?
Yeah. That was wild for me. It was just like it's like almost like the boogeyman, you know, like you're talking about him and boom, he just pops up, you know, and he's just, and I really like this scene because like he's talking about a previous mayor that you know he wound up getting killed, you know, and Sims knows that. So and they're talking about like how like great she was. It was like you know, but it's almost like he's like, yeah, you think I'm stupid, you know, like, it's almost like he's playing that like I can't even make coffee. Like that's how stupid I am, you know. It's like, you know, and if I'm stupid, what does that make you? Because I caught you, you know. That's what I got from it. Was all like I don't like a play almost, you know, like acting it up, you know.
I thought it was really interesting because it was like almost like he was asserting his dominance in your house. I'm gonna come into your house and assert my dominance.
Yeah.
If there are two dogs, the dog would have came in to walked in, peed on the carpet, and then looked at him.
Yeah.
I thought that was real gangster.
Yeah.
That's what Bernard is anyway.
Yeah, Bernard's. Yeah, man.
But then he says, you know, tells Camille, "Hey, you guys read the pact every night. Why don't you go get the pact and bring it in here?" And he starts talking to Sims and says, "Hey, you know I can't trust you anymore, right? But I can't get rid of you. I can't kill you. Can't get rid of you." So I thought something else.
Yeah. 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 What do you say? He was like, you're too valuable.
Yeah, too valuable.
You're too valuable to get rid of you. Yeah.
So he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to basically give you Judge Meadows' position." He pulls out the pact, Camille's pact. Put your hand on the pact, and I'm going to swear you in. Now you're Judge Robert Sims.
Yeah.
Which sounds awesome, right? You're now the judge. You get to do all the stuff. But Sims knows that's a powerless position. You get to sit there, and you're no longer a part of the silo. Because that's basically what he told him. He basically fired him from head of judicial security by making him Judge Robert Sims.
Yeah, it's just like it's just busy work. It's just busy work.
Now he knows he will never be successor for mayor. He'll never be his shadow. He'll never run the silo. And as of right now, he is on the outside. Keisha said something real smart. So I was halfway expecting Bernard to give Sims a bottle of liquor. Well, let's have a toast right now. All right, pour in my glass. Why don't you pour yourself one?
Yeah.
You know, the next thing you know, you got how many minutes do we got left?
Counting down. You know, but I think he 100% like is truthful when he's like, you are too important. You know, he said you're too important to the silo or something like that. But ultimately, he's too important for Bernard. You know, because he's like, you know things and you're good at your job, but your job is being told what to do. You know, when you start making decisions on your own, you start messing up. You know, so it's almost like why he put him in that position. You know, like you're gonna be there without any information and just do what I say. Almost think, you know, like, you know, it's busy work, like you said, powerless position, you know, but he's still there, and, you know, and he knows how to get things done. So, yeah.
But he's not giving any more power because he can't do anything with judicial security. I thought that it was almost like we had insight into what happened with Judge Meadows when he made her judge.
Ooh,
this is insights. It's like, I can't trust you because she said, I don't want to be your shadow anymore. I can't sit there and live my life with you all this time. And this is insight to what, you know, he says, like, I can't trust you. So I'm going to give you that position, you know, and now, you know, You could go drink all you want. You can do whatever the hell you want because you're just going to follow whatever I say. And whoever's going to be the new head of judicial security will really be running you.
Mhm.
So I thought that was basically where we were getting at from all that. So, let's see. All right. So now these four still trying to figure out what they're
Mhm.
doing. They run to the carriers, thinking about like, hey, we could probably, get through somehow with them. They can run down into mechanical. So, you owe me something. I can give you something for this. See it happens. See what happens.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, he
Mhm.
already sent word. Hey, they're here. They are trying to get them all caught. So now we have a problem because Knox and Shirley are back on the run because they know where you are,
Yep.
and yeah. So, but this I thought was a really important scene because this is where you see Shirley talk about the descender rig. It's like
Mhm.
a winch and cable. So this is the first time we kind of see that and talk about those things. And and I think Carla even asked him about it, and he said, "Oh, that's illegal. We can't use that." So it was like foreshadowing what was going to happen soon.
Mhm.
So I thought that was important and pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it's also interesting how like elevators and stuff like means to go up and down
Mhm.
quickly
Illegal.
are illegal, but something like this exists. So,
So
it's
they
that weird like
but they
in
were able
between thing.
to take it from
At least go
someone else
down.
that created, right? So
Yeah.
someone else created, and then they were able to take it because they know it was illegally obtained, so they could take it. Border porters could take those things if they need it. So
Mhm.
yeah, I thought that was something that was really important to be foreshadowed, and we understood what was going on between that.
Mhm.
While all that's happening, go back to Juliet. She's sitting there dealing with Solo, trying to fix her suit because Solo's like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's like, "Well, I need to fix my suit, and then I need a helmet, but I can't put a helmet on this suit until I fix it." So she's sitting there trying to stitch it up.
Mhm.
Um, it's obviously they reconciled. They are having a good conversation. They feel like um, they're having a good time,
Mhm.
and it seems like that was good. So she mentioned something about the water. So what happened with the water? Why is the water rising? And he
Oh,
says, somebody, they thought that we can stop mechanical by flooding, level 135. Um, Unfortunately, it got all the way got in and took all the generator out before we could stop the water from rising. And now it's broken, so now we can't stop the water.
mhm.
And what that means is the water's going to continue to rise all the way up, and then it's out.
Yep.
Okay. So he has 10 months before, all the water reaches IT. And yeah, he's out of power and he has to leave the vault and he has nothing, no way to do it.
Yeah.
So Solo is
Yeah.
on a ticking time clock too.
Yeah. But also like obviously that was like really interesting because you get a lot of uh like hurry up kind of like sense of
Mhm.
urgency to at least Solo's kind of situation. But also like there is a little nugget dropped in here that that they kind of moved past really quick,
Really, really
because she
fast.
asked,
How
yeah,
do we
like
have
she asked,
lights?
like, how do you have lights? And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, IT has, their own backup generator. And she's like, how? She goes, and well, he says something like, oh, there's power coming from outside the silo. And she's
Yep.
like, what? But then I believe he changes the topic really quick.
Yes, he does.
So
He's like, oh, yeah,
yeah,
there's power coming from judicial and IT both have their own power source outside the
yeah.
silo. So just over here somewhere. Like he doesn't want to talk
And
about
then he
it.
brings, yeah, he brings something else up, like, oh, what are you doing with the helmet, or something along those lines.
Mhm.
So it's like it's almost like he says these things, but then like I don't know if he realizes he's not supposed to talk about it, or is because he's still mentally a child. He has like ADD almost. Like he's just like, hey, what's that shiny thing? I don't know. it's hard to tell at this point, you know.
I don't trust him at all, and I
No,
think that we
I do not.
saw a lot more insight of who he
Yeah,
is and how scary he is, and that's why Steve Zahn is perfect for this
he's
role
great.
because what we
He's so
saw.
great.
Well, you
Yeah,
saw at the end. Well, we'll get to it, but man, I was like, shit, I don't know if
yeah,
I want to be trapped in a silo with this dude.
yeah, yeah.
But he's telling her like, no, if you can fix this, you could go to the pump on 30 and get all this water to pump out. You can
Mhm.
save us, or save me. Forget you, because she's like, I got days. I have to get over there now before they open up the door and the whole silo goes back. He's like, look, you can make it, you can't make it, but you're
Yeah,
gonna have to save me. And the way he said it was in a way like he was like, no, you're going to have to do this.
yeah, yeah. Almost, and almost like convincing her, like you said, you know, because he said, she's like, oh, I have days. He's like, but you don't know that.
Mhm.
He goes, you think you have days, but you don't know that. He goes, I know I
I have
have
10 months.
10 months. Like that's it, you know,
Yeah.
and that's game over. So
And she's like,
yeah,
we have 10,000 lives sitting
yeah,
there.
yeah,
That's more important than you mean one life.
yeah. Mhm.
But so when you see at the end of that conversation, you see Juliet start to double over in pain. I thought that when I saw that, I thought that maybe something was her stomach, because I don't feel like they've shown us do this, her doing this. We see
But
for later in the episode that
mhm.
she her limb is like looking terrible, like gangrene or
Yeah,
whatever. It looks awful. But you haven't talked about that in like 3 episodes. Isn't that kind of weird? Is that's
yeah.
not a good
What was
job
it?
of foreshadowing? Like
Was it
telling
the
us about
last episode? It was when she banged down the doors, right? She like jacked up her arm,
it.
or
It's
when did she cut
from
her
when
arm?
she got out of the silo. She was back at 18,
When she got out of the silo.
and when she hurt herself in the silo at 18,
I'm trying. When did she hurt herself on the
when
arm like that?
when she was the last day when she was trying to get out. That was
Uh
like
huh.
season 1 finale. Like it's the only time that you saw her like literally have cuts and stuff like that from that.
Man, I don't remember. I gotta double check because I thought it was from banging on
Yep.
the in the trash pile.
Yeah. When she went down to shoot, remember she went down to shoot and that
Oh,
all that
that's
stuff was coming
right.
out and all that stuff? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, when she was trying to get away. That's right. Yep. Yep.
But they
Oh
haven't talked
wow.
about it in like
Yeah.
5 episodes. So like
Yeah.
why are we just now talking about, like, I think they did a bad job with that.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
did. Could I thought it was from her, like, oh, she cut herself from banging on those locker doors. Yeah,
But literally
that's
the reason why she was begging on the locker doors and she was hurt was because of that. Her arm was
mhm,
already hurt, but they didn't even
yeah,
let us think about that. And I thought that was
yeah,
something I had a problem with overall.
yeah. I completely forgot about that. They should have showed you like her just rewrapping the wound. It's something as simple like she could have still been talking to Solo and just like rewrapping it or something along those lines. Yeah. So you know, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because you would have figured like maybe the dirty water got it infected. You
Mhm.
know, her wearing dirty clothes from she doesn't even know who. So her not taking a bath like
Going
in
out in
a while.
poisonous air.
Yeah, yeah, that too.
Just like
Yeah,
any
yeah. So yeah, and I completely forgot about the trash shoot thing.
and just such a weird thing, like you just bring it up. Like I think we've had 5 episodes and you're just bringing this back up now. So I thought that was a little weird. I'm not
yeah,
gonna harp on it, but whatever, some small.
yeah, yeah.
Um you see Juliet like going through all this stuff. So she doubled over in pain. So Solo takes off to get her some food, right? But she's still going rummaging through stuff. Like no matter what she's doing, she's still focused on her task.
Her job. Yeah.
But it's obvious that we now have 2 different sides. What Solo needs her to do and what Juliet wants to do. And
Hmm.
they're not the same. And that's going to become a problem in their conflict.
Yep.
So here we see the new head of judicial, the judicial people here. I don't remember his name because we've seen it so many times, but
Yeah.
I've seen it so many
Yeah.
times that I just can't remember, what he's doing. But he's the new head of judicial. He's trying to track down everybody, Shirley and Knox and all of them. And he's telling them, "Hey, I found him here," and all this stuff. And he's like, "You better find him." And then he said, "My people will find him." And Bernard stops him in his steps.
He did not like that.
These are not your people, and never will they be your people. They're my people. It's almost like he's afraid to create another Sims.
Oh, that is interesting. I didn't even think about that. You know, I just took it as like Bernard is like a power move. Like I'm in control. You know, but yeah, that is a really good way to look at it. I like that
because he never did that with Sims. He never had to worry about that. So I just trust. He just trusted him. So that was it. But not this time. He was like, "No, this is mine, and you need to know what's going on." So now use my people in the right way and just humor me. You say they won't get past this. Do it anyway, because I told you to. And he's like, once again, asserting his dominance, letting people know I run this, you do not. So after this scene, I kind of start to think, who the hell is going to be Bernard's shadow? Because it's obviously not going to be him. It can't be Sims. Who can he trust? Yeah, I'm thinking Bernard is starting to realize how alone he is without Judge Meadows, without Sims. He's no longer isolated. He's just alone.
Yeah. And
you start to see Bernard's real personality start to come out in all these small instances. As I said, we did with Sims right here in this scene. We're going to see it with the doctor. We're going to see his real personality start to come out.
It's almost like what a person does when they're in power and afraid to lose it, so they become paranoid, and then you lose everyone around you, that either was what you thought was a friend or a loved one. You lost them because of that power, that fear of losing that power. So it's really putting a number on them.
His whole life has been turned upside down in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Well, while all that's going on, we still got Paul Billings and Hank talking about what's going on, trying to feel, they're trying to figure out what's happening. They're being detective, they're piecing things together, and then they start to talk about how they feel torn. Paul talks about, like, it's weird for me to be sitting here fighting for this pact that basically tells everybody that I'm wrong because of my syndrome, my diagnosis of syndrome. And Hank says, it's weird because these people that we're going to be hunting and looking for are my friends. So I'm a sheriff or a deputy looking for my friends, knowing that they're still my friends. And really, like, how am I doing both? It's the duality they're talking about. And I thought that was interesting because even real world standards, a lot of police officers have that same duality. Like, a lot of people in professional environments have the same duality. Which one am I? And how do I feel like one is taken away from the other? So I thought that was really well displayed and spoke on by both these guys.
Yeah, and also, like, I don't know if you got it. I felt like he didn't believe what was being told to him.
Oh, 100%.
He's like, he goes, I knew what the plan was. Like, Knox wouldn't do that. He wouldn't lie to me. Surely, so now he's like, not like, I know these people and I know what they were going to do, and I trust them. But also, it's like, but my higher ups are telling me they did this. So it's like, did they do it or not do it? And obviously, I think he believes they didn't do it. So it just adds more to this mystery that they're trying to unravel.
But also, it's to a point where you can tell that Billings no longer trusts Sims. He knows Sims is not. He's corrupt. He's going to do whatever the hell he wants to do. He doesn't trust him. And he said, the new head of judicial calls me. And I'm like, what the hell? And find out that Sims is now the judge because Meadows is dead. So, like, this news is going through everybody, catching everybody by surprise. And it's really, it's interesting. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So everyone's being labeled murderers, and even the people that are chasing them don't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then of course we have Carla and Martha here. They just split up with the younger people, and then she's like, Martha's going to stay with Carla, right? You're her ex-wife. She's going to stay with her, no problems. And Carla says, no, up here, because you're trapped in that room for 25 years, no one knows who the hell you are. You can just walk off and have no problems. Me, on the other hand, I'm the head of supply. Everyone knows who the hell I am.
Yeah.
I won't make it anywhere.
Yeah.
So she's telling, I'm going to sacrifice myself. I'm going to stay right here. They'll come and get me. You need to walk on. You need to leave, because Mechanical is going to need you now more than ever. You're not like Shirley and Knox. You're not going to need, protection. You don't need to find a way down there. You can just walk.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Just go. Yeah. It was interesting move by her, because I think she knew she couldn't outrun the mob and the
judicial.
Honestly, not the police, judicial, So she's like, the best I can do is give you all some time, and that might have been for the best, that might have been for the best, at least for the overall mission, So
what do you think happens to Carla going forward?
That was my big question too. Is like, I don't know, like, are they gonna put her in the mines? Like, are they legit just gonna toss her to the wolves?
65-year-old woman into the mines, and
the
silo will be okay with it. Once again, they know who she is. She's head of supply. She's known.
I don't know.
You make her send her out to clean. You send an old woman out to clean.
The
optics of it it's not perfect for Bernard. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but she's going to talk to him one way or another.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, she knows a lot. I don't think she knows. That's the thing too, is like, everyone knows a lot, but no one has the full picture. You know what I mean? Like, they're close to it, and they all have different parts of the picture. You know what I mean? So she's gonna talk. I don't know if Bernard really cares on what she knows, though, because I think he already knows everything she knows. So
I think he's supposed to know where the hell everyone else is.
Yeah, and then he can kind of figure out a plan that way. But honestly, I think the best thing for Bernard would be for her to clean. Because the only way she cleans is, don't you have to say, like, I want to clean, or I want to go out?
No, so they can send her out too.
When they can send her out,
we can send you out.
So that might be the best thing.
You were conspiring with murderers.
Don't
send you out of silo. You're condemned.
I mean, I think that's the best thing to do. The best thing to do for Bernard, because he can't straight up kill her, because you're gonna piss off too many people, in supply and mechanical.
I mean, he could. You saw we did.
I mean, you could.
But you're not gonna kill two black women in 2 episodes straight episodes like that. I'm okay by the plot for a little bit.
So I think they might have her go out and clean, and then it would on his end look good too. It's like, if she actually cleans,
I don't know if it will, because
help.
But because if I know I'm going to die, because she knows about the tape, she also knows, hey, I want to use this tape. You don't trust someone from supply with this stuff.
Yeah.
You just say you're an old senile woman, and we drug you just like we did the other woman. Just drug you, and we'll hold you here. And Looney.
That might be interesting. A good way to do it too.
Bernard's going to use all his things. So say goodbye, get their kiss goodbye. Once again, signifying how strong their relationship was, how much they still care about each other. And then she goes on her way. We get right to Camille with Robert Sims. She is something. She might be the smartest one in this relationship. I enjoy seeing what she's doing, the way she's thinking about things, the way she's planning things out, and she's telling them, "Hey, do your job, do the best you can. Don't worry about it. Yes, this will all be better." They want the mob because he's telling her about the mob
Mhm.
killing them. Well, this will only work if you were running it. If you were the one
Yeah.
that had this judicial security and you were running this for ops, this will already be done.
Mhm.
You're the man for the job, and that's what starts to get her the wheel kind of cranking, the gears cranking. She's like, okay, so that's why I need to show. I need to
Mhm.
prove that you're the only man for the job.
Yeah.
What do you think about our plan?
Like, it's a good plan to help support her husband, but, like, I don't know what her final what's the final move, you know what I mean? Like, just have him be in charge and then that's it, you know?
Hopefully that Bernard will trust him again, and then he
Yeah, you know,
wants to run
so
the silo.
yeah, you know, it's just yeah, I e even Sims, both of them together are kinda interesting because,
Mhm.
you know, it's just about the power for them, you know what I mean? It's not protecting the silo, it's not, you know, anything else. It's just the power, you know. But then there's still that part missing where they don't know the full truth. So how does that change your mind, you know, and change how you act and say and do once you find out the real truth, you know? And I don't know. I don't know. You know,
I mean,
they're
I
they're
think
they're
this is
they're interesting.
really confusing. It's really
Yeah.
confusing about what's going on, who's doing what.
Yeah.
She is making decisions, and as we're going to talk seeing soon, um, trying to put him in the best position. But I think
Mhm.
it's going to put her in a worse position, and this might be Bernard's opportunity to really get back at Sims.
Yeah.
You're not thinking what happened because Sims doesn't understand the depth of the relationship between Bernard and Judge Meadows.
Hmm.
How there's love there. You saw, as we saw in last episode, episode 4, how much Bernard really, like, he was breaking down when watching this stuff, watching it happen to her. That's why he doesn't trust him anymore. So now you're gonna put yourself at risk and don't think that Bernard's going to use you
Uh-huh.
to get back at
Or
him?
yeah. Yep.
Or what if your plan works and then he tells, hey, all you gotta do, Sims, you want to be back ahead of judicial security? Walk your wife out. Let her clean. Send
Yeah.
your wife out to clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I can
Like,
trust you, right?
yeah. You know, make Sims do something, you know, either I trust you or you love your wife.
Mhm.
So something along those lines. And it's gonna be yeah, you know.
It's gonna
So
suck.
yeah. And we've been saying that from season one is like they're playing a game that they think they know. Like they think they're playing, you know, this game, but Bernard, he's on a whole nother level of knowing stuff, you know. And that changes it, man. When once you know stuff like that, it you know, and him being so cold-blooded, you know,
Mhm.
like willing to kill the people he loved to keep his power and to keep the
So
silo
he
running.
thinks he'll do the person he just likes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, but I think this is when she starts getting her plans.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do whatever.
Ooh,
Now
this
we
is
go back to
interesting.
Bernard. Um, he's brought the good doctor in,
Yeah.
and I thought this was a cold scene. He brought
This
him
is a
in and says,
great scene.
"Hey,
Yeah.
I got told him, look, Dr. Nichols, got you a couple things from your daughter. I thought you might want to have it. I heard you were over there after this whole riot stuff. You were patching people up. I feel like this is my chance to bring you back on our side and let you know how much we appreciate you and all this other crap. And you're just helping all these wounded citizens, and just literally, I appreciate you." And he got an answer that he was not expecting to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good answer. It was a good answer, you know. Because also it was like trying to get the doctor back in good graces, but also he told him, he goes, I can't put these items, back in circulation. It would cause too much I forgot what he said. Like it would make people
envy. It'll be higher price items. Yeah, put it on a pedestal.
Yep. And then make her this hero kind of thing. Like so. So he told me, hey, I can't do this, so I'm doing this for you, and also you're kind of doing this. And bro, the doctor, his response was that was great, because it's ultimately a man who's completely broken down. He even said, he goes, this silo took everything from me. Everything from me, and from different levels, just on a natural level with their son, on a conspiratory level with his wife making banned items, and then full on like crazy with his sister or with his daughter, so it's like
daughter,
it's like, damn, it's like every which way, he got screwed by the silo, Meanwhile, all he was doing is just playing the game.
In his profession, he's like, I took the Hippocratic oath, to do no harm and to actually be a doctor and try to help people. And all I've been doing is lying to them. And I see them on a daily basis. And I have to pass these young couples knowing they think they have a chance at having a family, knowing they don't.
Yeah.
So I'm out there fixing all these people up, fixing the wounded citizens, just to feel like I'm getting back to my roots of actually helping someone. Because you're full of shit. That's what he's told him.
This was a great scene, man. And it kind of goes under the radar, I felt like, just because so much bigger stuff happened, in this episode and in the season. But like just a one-on-one conversation, this was a really great scene. Just a man completely broken down. Actually, both men are broken down. Just one decided to try to be good, and the other one is like, thinks he's good, thinks he's doing the right thing, but doing everything bad, and thinks he's just in doing all these evil things. It's
great.
Also, two great actors, man. When you put two great actors in such an intense scene, this is what you get.
But I think Tim Robbins is one of the greatest actors I've ever seen. So any scene he's in, for me, this is like, it's amazing. He's literally amazing. Keisha says, I really appreciate the arc of the doctor's character. Yes. First season, I thought he was a bad guy. Now I feel so bad for him.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Like at first, you wanted him to die. You're like, oh, you're a piece of shit. You're part of the system. You're part of the problem.
You do this?
And now you're just like,
leave your daughter. You just let her go. What's wrong with you?
And now you're just like, you get so sad. You just you want justice for him. But like he needs to get his justice. He needs to get his peace. Yeah.
It was really interesting for me. It seemed like he was talking to in such a rebellious way because he no longer feared anything. There's nothing you can do. And he even said that. He was like, you can't control me. You can't control the way I feel about my daughter. You cannot control what the silo feels about her. She might be dead, but that's okay. You can't control how I grieve.
Yeah.
You can't control me. And I thought that was interesting because he was disobeying Bernard, which is one thing, but he was talking about being a father. And I think for me, this is all laying seeds.
To your theory.
To my theory. I'm telling you that Shirley is Bernard and Judge Meadows' daughter. It's all laying seeds. It's just sowing the seeds. So when he gets to that point, it's like gonna blow his mind because he's seeing to what depths you would go. A father is willing to go for their daughter to understand how much love is right there.
Yeah.
And I just you see the grieving father, and he's starting to he can't understand because he doesn't have any kids. But I think the way that he was so just hollering. I mean, Bernard just was looking at him, just glaring at him with this ferocity that he was like, I can't believe this.
Like, how dare you?
Talking to me? Do you know the fuck I am? Like, he was so angry. I think that's going to sit with him. And when he's in
Yeah.
that situation, he's going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I got this all wrong.
Yeah.
Look at that
And
look.
even yeah, he's just sitting there like he's like, okay, say your piece, and then I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like, yeah, but also like you said earlier, like Bernard is like a person who's so alone, so you make him you make him feel alone, and you make us as a viewer understand that he knows he's so alone, and then you give him a glimmer of hope that he might not be, right before he gets taken away.
Exactly. But you
And
see,
then that's the final straw.
but you see Bernard, how angry he was. You said his face started to twitch a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like he was just like really angry. It was-
Yeah,
it's like
he's
Andy's friend,
he's ready to
gonna kill
like get up
somebody?
and yep.
Someone get red. Andy's gonna kill somebody.
Yeah.
He says, I'm in a lot of chat comments sections about Silo. You're the only person I've heard say that theory. That's pretty cool. You might be the only one to figure it out. That would be cool if it's right.
That would
if
be
they
super
did
cool. Yeah.
it.
That would be
Because I
super
just feel
cool.
like they're foreshadowing it in such a nice way, like under the radar, just a foreshadow. Like, look, this is what's going on. And if it is, man, let's go.
Yeah. It could be big. It could be really big. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Oh,
now we
just
back to Solo and Juliet. She's in pain. He's bringing. I brought your food. Ready to go. Talking about all the things, and she's, just hunting down the helmet more. But you can see how much pain she's in, and how he's about to bounce and go grab some food. So
yeah.
he's out.
One thing real quick, I thought it was funny where she had no idea about the Romeo and Juliet play. Because he like makes a reference to it, and she's like, "What? Like you're crazy, dude." And he's like, "It's
Like,
from
they
the play
both,
you're named from." So it's like,
and he says they both die.
yeah, and she's like, "No, they don't." It was
He's
like,
like,
but
they're
it's
doing this
interesting. Is
silo.
like, yeah, and again, I feel like a lot of stuff going on with Solo this episode kind of goes under the radar, because are they changing books in different silos? Like, oh shit, we can't have them both die, because
There's no
that
such
that
thing
would
as books. A book is a relic.
see, that's the thing, is like,
So no one's read that book. It's not there.
see, but how do they know about it? Because she knew it was about a play.
She just heard it. Her mom told her, right?
Yeah.
But she didn't actually read that book.
Like, is the only book the Pact? Like, that's the only book like allowed?
Yeah, because no more knowledge, no more any of the other stuff. So they don't show them those things.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought she doesn't know the play, because I think she said that when she was mechanical. Like, I really don't know anything about it. They just told me it's a play about it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I
thought
that was
lost
just,
in time.
man.
Yeah.
It's so much stuff going on with that, and her just doubling over pain. Like, it's so weird that they're pushing this pain thing now and then talk about it for 4 episodes before. I just thought that was
a whole
really
season
weird.
ago. A whole season ago. And like I said, I completely forgot. I thought it was legit from something else.
Yeah, this is like what I thought too. I think they changed the books information to make every silo's people conditioned differently.
See, that's what I was thinking. That's what
I
I
don't
was
think
thinking
they
too.
had books though. I don't think I saw not one book in 18. And I thought every book they had like was a relic. That's why the only people that knew about this stuff or know about anything is the people that actually hold on to relics. So Judge Meadows, Bernard, they don't have things.
Yeah. Because her office is one of the only places I think I ever seen books in Judge Meadows' office.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. Because that's what I thought too. What Nikisha is saying, where you change stories to help, avoid like any backlash or avoid certain things. Like Romeo and Juliet's like the hopeless lovers. You're like, we can't have any hopeless lovers in here. Know,
But then
so
why would you want it in any silo?
I mean, but maybe each silo is a little different, that's the only thing, because ultimately they get to pick and choose a little bit, like there's in
They only
between
gotta follow the
areas.
pack. So everything else they do is what they do.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but the book
Yeah.
thing's interesting. I need to go back and double check that because I think you are right. I don't remember seeing books at all.
I look through. Only one you see Bernard might have a book. You don't see a lot of people with books out there
No,
reading
no,
for fun. Because they
yeah,
talk about outside. They talk about things that they don't want them to know.
that's
What happened
true.
the before time? So anything before time, they got rid of. They don't
Yeah,
want them to have that information.
yeah, that's true.
And maybe at the beginning of the silos, they provide each silo with different stuff before any rebellions. That's possible, but it seems like there's still stuff in 18. They just won't allow them to have it because once again, they don't want them to know anything besides the story that they're telling about the rebellions
Uh,
and why they have the pact.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Because the rebellion destroyed anything
Any
from before.
before
So
time.
yeah, any stories and stuff like that would make sense. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the only way you have the stories from being, from word to mouth or handed down from person to person to person.
yeah,
It's the only way to be able to have any of that.
yeah. That makes sense.
So because a Pez dispenser, they have books, but not Pez dispenser. I'm just thinking that I thought that they weren't allowed to have the books. So that's something we have to look at. We'll continue to think about as we go through these episodes.
Mhm.
Then we see Sims going through his day as his first day as judge. Secretary is walking him through being a judge and all this stuff, and he's like, "Dude, I've worked for this office for forever. I've run this office. You don't have to let me know what's going on." She said, "Okay, thank you, Judge," and then continues to tell him about his job, what you're allowed to do.
Yeah, you're just when that's your job is just to tell the person how to do their job. You know what I mean? It's like she has to do it. Just because she has to do it. Like
This is
it's
what she does.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What up, bro? Goo?
Hey, what's going?
How's it going, man? So, but there's books here
Yeah, I think that's
only in
Meadows'
her office.
office.
Only when I
Yeah,
see it.
yeah. That's the only place I remember seeing books like really prevalent was in her office.
Mhm.
Like she had walls, with shelves, just books.
But all these books are from after you know the rebellion.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
are not from before time. That's
Yeah.
what do you think about this emblem for the silo back here? It's like uniting people. That's the idea for the silo because I mean I saw Bernard wears the pin on his lapel.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing. I think the fact that it's so prevalent that it's right in the middle of the screen that it means something about this, like the idea about it.
Uh,
So I don't know. I haven't put it all together. What it could be that he's saying that why this judicial might be so important, why being a judge might be important to bring people together, things like that. But
yeah.
I thought the
I
fact
mean,
that it was right there in this scene
yeah.
meant something.
Whenever just like a good, thing for all of like film, when you have characters splitting a screen and something is in between them, then usually that something means something else, like a classic example is like water. When water
Mhm.
is in between two people, then there's some kind of emotional blockage, the emotional issue between the two of them. So like even from this, you have one who's part of the system and the other one who wants to be in charge of the system, who know stuff that a lot of people don't know. But then in the middle, you have like the silo, so it's
Silo,
like,
yeah.
on one side you have people that are higher than the silo, and the other side you have everyone else, the cogs,
Yep.
the people that they think they even bring it up in this episode, the people, because everyone thinks their job
It's the
is
most important
crucial,
job
you know.
in the silo.
Yeah,
Like we're the porters. We're the most important group in the entire silo. What are you talking about?
yeah, yeah,
Like really? Because you run and deliver messages. You're the most important.
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, all of them have justification. I wouldn't even say the porters could think,
They can
like
go do whatever
information,
they want. They can
but
do
also it's
whatever.
like, like information wouldn't get to where it needs to go fast without us, but then, same thing with the plumbing guy, I believe, he's like, yeah, I'm the most important part of it. It would suck if plumbing didn't work, in a secluded cut off area. So yeah.
That's 100% true. So this is the scene from when Bernard, when Sims is sitting there looking in Judge Meadows' office and realizing he is now in her position. He is now. I mean, it's the same exact scene that Meadows was in, right? When they flipped over, fire Judge Meadows, impeach Judge Meadows, and all that stuff that he caused. This is the same scene, except now it's him in that office.
Yeah,
and you can feel the entrapment, like he could feel that he made a mistake and this put him here.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought
that's why
he was so awesome.
Yeah, he looks out the only window. Everything's kind of like this hazy, bland kind of feel to everything. Yeah,
and he now feels trapped. And this is only one day. I bet you 25 years.
Yeah, not even one day. It's like you just walked in here, But also he knows what it means. He knows what it means to be judge. It's a pointless position. It's all looks and you have no power. So, for him, a person who wants power, and here you go, you got the power, but it's all symbolic power. It's not actual power. So
hey, Judge Sims, all hell Judge Sims.
Yeah, exactly.
Keisha has another good one. Says, they taught everyone that they're the most important instead of teaching them that everyone's job is important to stop at any possible unity.
That is a really good point. That is a really good point.
Mock says that, right? He says, I use that same exact speech to hold Mechanical together. We're the most important people. This silo will fall apart without us. The same exact speech was being said by janitors, by porters, every IT, judicial, sheriff's office, everyone thinks it. But she's right. You say it to stop everyone from unifying, understanding that we wouldn't be here without you. Like we all are needed in order to get through this.
Yeah, it's that old like superior complex. I forgot what it's called. Superiority complex. When you told you're above somebody else, it starts causing a lot of problems. For everyone. But then when now everyone's told they're above everyone else, like that's nothing but a problem. So
and know that they're not going to value anyone else.
Yep.
Only themselves.
Yep. And I feel that's something like kind of hidden throughout the show since the first season. Every group thinks that they're the most important group. And then since the first episode to now, people are still saying that. People are still thinking that. So it's gonna be interesting, because at one point people are gonna start to realize, like, hold up, like this is a symbiotic relationship. Like everyone needs everyone in order to survive.
But they still haven't done it in 150 years.
Yeah. Well, you got guys like Sims, placed there to make sure, you pit each other against each other, or pit everyone against each other. So, and he's good at it.
He is amazing at it.
Yeah.
Here we see Carla getting caught by judicial security is over there about to bring her in. He happily just goes with them, no problems, because she knows it is what it is. Now I told you he'll be back. I told you, he was going to be important. He's literally been going. Everyone's like, "Oh, should we?" He's going already. He's not that important. All this other stuff, and I'm like,
the next episode, a day later.
It's like 1 day later.
Exactly.
It's so funny. And it was like, oh, so you survived that first day. That's 1 day. You think you can survive more?
Yeah, 5 more years.
You see it like there's no more. And he told him, like, when Judge Meadows said, gave you half the time, it was symbolic because no way you're going to last all that time.
Yeah. Yeah. Said by 5 years, everyone dies. That's like the average. Yeah.
So Lucas is back, and Bernard is talking to him and saying, "Okay, tell you all about the time and what you need to do to survive." And he said, "Well, if maybe you need to do something for me. I need you to put something together for me because you were able to put that story with the stars and the planets and all that stuff that was remarkably close to what the truth is. But that stays between you and I." Bernard tells him the story, lets him know what's going on. Tells him, "Hey, so you're going to have to play ball if you want to stay here because 5 years you'll probably be dead." Just like And the way he said it was just so conniving.
Oh, yeah.
So I love Lucas. I'm terrified for his future though.
Same.
Isn't he terrified?
Yeah. And he knows like all he can do is just play ball.
That's the only move he has left.
Yeah.
And Bernard knows.
Yeah.
That's the only move he has left.
Yeah.
And he's important. So
yeah. And then oh man, the thing he tells him, he goes, there's at least 5 people that are better than you at doing
yeah,
this.
there's 3 people better than you to do. But none of them are going to work harder.
Yeah. Which is like it's such like a double-handed thing. It's like because one point you're like, you're not the best at this. You're not my number one choice. But your other option is to die. So it's like yeah, you are gonna work hard. And it's just like, oh man, it's just such a dick move. Like you suck. Like you're not the best at it. You're good, but you're not the best. And you got to do this or you die. It was just like, oh, I was like, such a dick, man.
But it also shows how much he really values medals. The last thing he said was that hard drive, you need to check it out. There's a letter contained inside that hard drive from Salvador Quinn that's important. If I don't know if anyone remembers who Salvador Quinn is, he's the figure from the last rebellion. He's like the controversial guy that they all talk about.
Yeah,
dude, like it's important. It's like, and that information is so invaluable. You need to know what's going on. And it's funny, Lucas is stuck in this spot because it was like what Nikisha says. All Lucas did was like a girl and show her the stars. His whole life is effed up. All he did was show a girl stars. Try to be nice. Try to get some.
Yeah.
He was in IT. That's what was going on. So it was so funny. Hey, Dr. Deb. So glad you stopped by.
Yeah, appreciate you.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny because Lucas, is smart enough to put things together and put the pattern together, and he knows that if I can stay out of the mines, I have to do it no matter what. So that's what Bernard tells him. Hey, go do it. You're about that now. So Sims didn't like being in an office, right? So he tries to go back and tries to get through the magical door, and somehow it doesn't open anymore. You're no longer allowed inside.
Yeah.
You're judge. You need to go back to your office.
Yeah.
And
I like that he goes, the button's broken. And the dude's like, yeah. For you, it's broken.
It doesn't work for you. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I thought that was just so badass. And though he thought he was so excited, before, and he was in control of everything. And now we got this Rick Emerson, whatever, because he was going to be the deputy. That's what he wanted him to be, deputy. But now he's running security, and now he's talking to Sims like Sims taught the Meadows.
Yeah.
And Sims does not like it at all.
Yeah. No.
So I just thought that was really interesting. And this really showed he's no longer in power. And Camille was right. That's what we should always say. Camille's right. And now we see See these two trying to run, trying to get away, but we know it's not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And they confront them. Say, hey, who are you guys? Me and my husband going for a nice stroll. That was your answer, huh?
Yeah.
Really? Really? I couldn't believe. I said, Shirley, you should be better than that. You should have had some type of plan. We were just going for a leisurely night stroll.
Yeah.
Booking it down the damn stairs.
But also, I thought it was really interesting that so people know that there's two mechanical people on the run, but they don't know how they look. Like it's like so information travels, but not like all information. It's very limited.
Words.
It's all by words, yeah.
Because they don't print stuff. They don't put things
Yeah.
out there. Think about when they wanted to put about Judge Meadows talking about impeaching her. They put it on bed sheets.
Yeah.
And threw it out there. There's no way to put the information. They don't put wanted posters up because it's more things for people to read.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to keep them in their place.
Yeah.
Because of that, the transfer information is slow.
Yeah.
So they try to play it off. Doesn't work too well. And they just tried to they're gonna try to throw them over the silo.
Wild.
Knox, he has some fight in them though, man. I gotta give him some credit. Knox has some real good fight in him. Threw a couple of guys down. Get off me. It was interesting. I was happy to see it. But then Camille comes up. And the way she says it too, she was like, walks in. You guys know who I am. Most of you know who I am, right? I see some of you know me. You know my husband. You might not know. My husband's no longer the head of judicial security. He is now judge.
Mm-hmm.
And she just walking around, and everyone's like, the boogeyman's wife. He's here.
Yeah. Yeah. But also I think she's got some weight to her name too.
Well, she's who she is, but the fact that she's also married to the boogeyman does have to, some of you know who I am. So that's for her, but you also know my husband.
Yeah.
The scariest man in the silo. So I thought that was really cool. But she takes them away from this angry mob and say, if you want to live, you come with me.
Well, give me a couple minutes. Daddy duty, real quick.
Yeah, go
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah. So Camille used to be a Raider too. 100%. She definitely was, and she was good at it. And they talked about that. That she might be the scariest person over there. She knows everything that he did. She said she worked for him, but I don't know if your wife ever really works for you. Just letting you know, that's not how it works. So I think she earned her reputation from her past before she became a mom. And then she kind of even talked about that with Bernard, right? She kind of said, once I became a mom, might change, but I knew IT. She's been in IT. She's become a Raider, so she understands all the things that's going on. But she says, hey, we don't talk about the job, which kept her safe. And Bernard, I think, didn't know if he could believe her or not, right? But because of this move, what she does, she takes Shirley, she takes Knox, and she hides them out on level 73. And the reason why she's doing it, makes perfect sense. She's doing it because she doesn't want Emerson to be the one who finds them and stops this stuff, or let the silo kill them off, because she wants Sims to be the one who does it. If Robert Sims is the guy who does it, then all of a sudden he might get his power back. So she's trying to play the game. She's trying to figure out, how do I get him back in position, the best position he could be in. I think she's a down wife, for real. That's just what you want in a partner. The problem is, I don't know if she's thinking the right way. I'm concerned that it won't turn out the way she thinks it's going to turn out. But she takes them, she knocks on the door of the janitorial guy, comes in, lets him in, She tells him, get out. They're going to stay here. And when you see the wanted posters and all that stuff, you need to ignore them. Don't tell nobody about anything. And he's so afraid, he has to ask her, hey, is it okay that I'll put my pants on before I do this? She's like, I thought you should have reached for your pants first. But like literally kicked him out right away. And I thought that was just so cold. And as Nikisha just said, that shows that she has weight behind her name, as you said, Tank, but behind her name too, because he says, oh, why did I listen to her? You should be going before she comes back. Why? Because I'm deathly afraid of her.
Yeah.
She scares me. You think Sims is scary? Don't mess with Camille.
Yeah. 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 I mean, which that whole part showed how she has her own power. You know what I mean? And like I think her power almost like doubles because of Sims. And now Sims is the judge. And at least for the normal people, that's big. That's like, oh man, he's the judge. So she's using it. She knows like it's a pointless position, but it has meaning to the normal people. So you could take advantage of it, and she does, so she's super smart, man. She's incredibly smart and scary.
Dude, I just say that's a down wife, man. That's why I will love, just to have that. If I was in that situation, to say, okay, this is it. She's got your back no matter what. She's gonna make moves no matter what. As Nikisha said, she gives Lady Macbeth vibes.
Yeah.
I'm strong. She has strength in herself. So, and as you said, like, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. Like she's good by herself, but together they are a force throughout the silo. And I think Bernard might also see that and realize he has to break that up.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna have to break it up because he doesn't want anyone to be opposition for him. And the most powerful person in there is probably Sims. Is it?
Yeah. On paper, I mean, it really might be her, but as far as he knows, it's Sims.
Hey, he might be the head of the family, but she's the neck.
Yeah.
Then we hop back into Title 17. Like with Juliet, she's starting to look through all this stuff. I can't believe all this paperwork is just on the floor.
Yeah, just in there.
As we got the memorandum, whoever borrowed helmet R352, please return. No questions asked. Now is the time to rise above the lawlessness, not participate in it. Oh, so there's a helmet somewhere. She needs a helmet, and there's a helmet somewhere for her to find. That's a cool thing to know.
Yeah, but also it's like people are taking shit when the rebellion's kicking off, and and just ask nicely, hey, please return it.
What else could they do though?
Yeah, like you ain't never seen that again. What you talking about? Like, that's gone.
So this is mine now.
Yeah.
So now we back to Billings, and Hank talking about stuff. Hank tells Billings, I have an idea. We can't get anywhere. I might have a way to find Patrick Kennedy. So they go into where's the kitchen, whatever, where the dining hall, whatever, and find Patrick's niece, I believe it is.
It was,
or somewhat cut. I don't know what it is what she was, but she was connected to him. And it's like, oh, you taking extra food after you just worked an 18-hour shift, huh? And they tell her, like, look, you just give it to us because we know Patrick needs help. He's probably bleeding there all over the place. You give it to us and let us talk to him and go home, or we can have other problems. And of course, she gives it to him. Says, all right, take it. So, this stuff was the only time I've ever been disappointed in the show. Finding the paperwork, the helmet, the picture all felt way too easy. I know.
Yeah. Like it was just all right there for her to find.
I mean, this is where they makes the suit, the suits and all that stuff. So the stuff should be, but the fact that it wasn't even filed away, it was just sitting out there waiting for the next person to be be there. And then with all those people that were in the silo, you tell me no one found any of this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, also, I mean, the paperwork said it happened during the lawlessness of it all, so
why are you
could
doing reports?
yeah, why are you bothering with, you're not going to start filing shit away when all hell's breaking loose.
But why are you even doing a report for it? It'll be on this clipboard right here.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I feel like they're doing you're going to enjoy Silo 17's story because the interaction between Solo and Juliet a lot. I think the more realistic stuff is happening in Silo 18. And that though that story is a little slower, I feel like it just makes more sense overall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's more people. You're very limited what you could do when there's just two people. Mm-hmm. When you're trying to do what everything they're doing in that silo. So, things are a little bit harder to do. Here you have multiple groups with multiple parts of the story, all slowly piecing it together from different angles. So with that over there, they only got one mission, but things are changing, as we'll find out. But
I thought this was really interesting for them to do. This shows what's going on. That barricade at was a level 130. People from one side are trying to get back home. Don't say that if they live in 85 and they work in 132, they can't get back home. As the secretary who was in the sheriff's office decided to go to a different office, he's now stuck below, can't get home because they're not letting anyone get through the barricade.
Yeah.
But people are getting pissed off, and you can see it. And I thought it was interesting that the spikes were only on the end of the people trying to get back up.
Yep.
Now no one's getting down.
Yep. I mean, yeah, of course they would like the spikes towards the down people because they're the quote unquote threat. You know what I mean? So they're the ones you're trying to blame. At least Bernard, knows he has to blame them.
It's keeping a good tier system. You get keep control by selling every level. 1, you're better than 2. 2, you're better than 3. Things like that, and you can't pass this. But that's going to eventually erupt, and this is what's been happening. Back in 17, starts finding more paperwork. Hey, I've heard this again. Latrina Samuel, isn't that the name that Solo used yesterday? It's in apartment 30, level 17, nickname Tiny. Let's go ahead and let's go figure this out. And once again, just falls in her face. So, all right, fine, convenient. That was on the second page, and you just happen to find a directory that has it. Okay, whatever.
I'm hoping they tie it in a way, where maybe like Solo was the last person to look at all this stuff. So therefore it's just on top, not thinking anybody else is going to see it. I don't know. Hopefully they do at least something that would explain it. I don't think so, but you never know. But
Julia's is the best. She's the greatest detective of all time. She's literally Batman.
Engineer. the best everything.
I'm sorry, I'm not part of the conversation. I've been so busy. I haven't seen the episode yet. Rogu, you're 100% fine. Just being here is incredible. Appreciate you being here. I really want you to see this episode and then see what we're talking about because I think you have a lot of good information too. So check out the episode, man. This is good. And then come back. We'll have this in here.
Yeah, that was a good episode too.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So she has this information. While that's happening, Bernard goes to Edmondson and says, "So where are these motherfuckers? What's going on?"
he's starting to get pissed though too.
And he tells them, "Hey, a raider saw them. They're about to get jumped by the crowd, and they brought them to level 73 for holding." So a raider did it. Who the hell would do that? And it said Camille Sims. And he gets pissed, and he's thinking about it, like, what the hell? So Camille, so maybe Robert is talking to his wife, Camille. They're a part of this, and he now understands what's going on. I thought that was just like, come on, man.
Because he threw it out there in the beginning of the episode, when he came there to make coffee, he goes, "Oh, do you guys talk about work? Or talk about workout, when you're home and stuff like that." So, because he already knows, like, you love her, you're doing all the stuff that I told you not to do. So what else? Like, how much does she know?
It's so funny though, because she was like, and she quoted the pact says, as the pact says, women are now vessels. Once they become mothers, they're just like the silo. This is the way we do things in this household. Like, she plays the game so well, but this might be a mistake.
Yeah, she's definitely pushing it.
Keisha says, my daughter and I rolled our eyes when she was finding those stuff during those scenes.
During those
scenes. Yeah, no, you're good. No, I'm like, it makes no sense how she's just finding this stuff. Like, she's dying, right? Her arm is about to fall off, and she's just finding the paperwork, the exact thing she needs right here.
It's
like,
right
really?
there.
Really?
Yeah.
This is what happens. She's gonna find a relic next, and you just, hey, it's on the floor. Look right there.
Yeah, the order, the order book is
the actual order is sitting on the floor. So he tells Emerson, you better find them now. He goes on. So now Juliet finds the truth about Solo when she goes into the apartment and realizes that who she's looking at is not Solo. This guy who's here is Solo. So who are you? And she asks him in a very accusatory way, right?
Yep.
And I guess she's so used to being a badass that she didn't realize that maybe this might not be the best way to go about this.
Yeah.
She's seen him as a child, and that's timid, and that's not what's going on. That is not who he is, and you've been fooled.
Yeah.
And he's like getting angry and going after her, and you see the fire in his eyes, and I thought that was one of the coolest scenes to see. Probably the most important scene in the entire show, this entire episode. You start to understand what's really going on, and that not only do you not know anything about who Solo is, but he has fire behind him, and it's possible that he killed everyone left in there.
Yeah. Because now, now I'm sure she's thinking, like, who is he? You know what I mean? Like, he's stealing identities. Why is he stealing identities? And yeah, so I mean, everything from the first time she met him has been sketchy, and things got a little bit better, but it was still, he was always acting weird, always worried about weird things and stuff. But yeah, this scene is like, whoo, man.
What is he? He yells and says, I am the real IT Shadow. I am him. His name. And he's screaming at him. And he's like,
in her face, like, yeah,
intense. And it's so funny. I mean, after he erupted, like, she like kind of backs up a little bit, and then and he just kind of takes off down the hallway. Like, okay, that's fun. So Juliet, who's already fallen apart, he tries to go into the next room to find something. I don't know how she's able to do this.
Yeah.
Steve Zahn is absolutely killing that Solo. 100%.
Yeah.
That scene, the best scene of the entire episode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's just so powerful. I mean, also, he's not known for, like, a lot of serious stuff. You know what I mean? He's usually the comedy guy, the goofy guy, stuff like that. So to see him in this role and being so aggressive, was definitely a little different for him as an actor. And he's killing it though. He was actually killing it. I'm trying to remember if there's any other movie he was in that
That was
that I
like
can think of. That was like
not a joke.
that
You
wasn't
know,
like a comedy and goofy and stuff like that. Which I love him in all those goofy comedy movies. But this was good.
so I thought maybe someone else was there this whole time, but now I'm wondering if Solo is actually the one who cut her rope back when she first got there. He probably is. Not only that, but he probably killed those people outside the vault. He's probably
Uh-huh.
killed many people.
Uh-huh.
And you thought you're in the silo trapped with a crazy boy, and you might be in there with a Wolverine who's like
Yeah.
literally ready to kill you and pounce at any point in time.
Yeah.
And the way he portrayed it was just so good. That guy's
Yeah.
actually a pretty good actor. He's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm blown away by most of the people that are acting in this. Some of the stuff is, I'm like, come on. But the acting is not something that I can ever complain about from anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all even Common. Common gets a lot of hate, but I'm liking him in this one. I like. I mean, granted that character, I don't think needs a lot of like range yet. But what he did with was it the last episode? Hyping everyone up.
Mhm.
Getting them all worked up. Common's doing even a pretty good job, and he might be the quote unquote weakest of all the actors in here, just because he's not an actor, or not a traditional actor. He kind of
Common's been in
but
over 15 things.
really, wow.
Yeah, he's had just right. He had his own movie. Like
Oh yeah,
he's been in a
Yeah.
lot of things.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think Common's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And does
doing
I mean Selma? He was in Selma. He's been in a lot of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Damn.
so I think Solo might still destroy her suit to keep her there to fix the water problem.
I think so.
I think he's going to the problem between Solo Juliet is just beginning, and she thinks she's going to be able to get this suit, do all this stuff, and just walk out, and he's not going to let her. There's no way he's going to let her do it.
Yeah, like it's starting to feel like a prison, like it's going to become a prison for her. Well, at first it's like, oh, they have the same thing. Like she gets out and blah blah blah, and he's going to help her, but it's like I think he has other plans, obviously.
I think she thought she was the dominant personality there. That he was literally a kid and all those things, and looking down on him like he's annoying and all that stuff, and not realizing you're talking to a cold-blooded killer.
Yeah.
He ain't got no care for you.
Yeah.
Grogu says, "Yeah, I remember Common and Smoking Aces. Yeah, he's been in like
Smoking Aces. That's right.
About 15 movies. Yeah, Common's been in a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies. He's done a lot of acting.
Yeah.
Man. So we're getting towards the end of it. Well, Shirley and Knox got out, and they leave, and they say, "Okay, we get on the stairs. We can't really run down because we know there's a blockade on 130, and there's all those people, and we're just gonna run right into them again and be in the same problem we were before." So they decide to go back up and go to the porter guy and tell him, "Give me that thing that you're talking about. We need that chain, that winch, and we're going to literally jump down the silo and fall 100 stories immediately without any break or anything." Because that's Shirley's like, "So there's no break on this thing?" He said, "Yeah, no. There's rope and there's this winch."
And at the end of what she said, there's rope and there's the end of the rope. So it's like or end of the cable or whatever it was. It was like, oh, that's gonna be bad.
Are you surprised? Like, I thought they would have break their neck.
Something. I mean, the way they kind of like they had it seemed like it was more around their torso.
They made it around like a seat, like like so around your legs and everything. Like if you're
yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I saw him like he was putting on.
Yeah. So if you're going on a parachute,
yeah,
you wrap it around your legs, you wrap it around your waist and stuff that you kind of disperse all the energy.
Yeah.
You don't think that would tear you when your legs up?
Yeah. I mean, you're falling. I mean, legit like hard. Yeah. That was kind of like a little much for me. I was like, you're free falling, all that, and then you come to an abrupt stop. Like, that's not, yeah. Yeah, I
I
don't know.
So at the end of the day, I am always an engineer in heart, right? So I start thinking, okay, kinetic energy. So
Uh-huh.
energy is a force, where the force is mass times acceleration. The acceleration is 9.8 meters per second. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So a meter is it's probably what 3 feet. So
About 3 feet.
about 2 meters per floor. You're going down about 80 floors, right? So if you want to take your mass, just take your mass in kilograms times that force, the amount of force they're exhibiting that's going to be put on their body, on their legs,
Oh,
is over a ton.
yeah.
It's nuts. So like I start thinking about, I was like, what? And they're just able to just kind of be okay.
It's like that's it. Like they just got the wind knocked out of them a
When
little
not
bit.
so, no, your
I was like, no,
bone
you'll be
breaks.
folded in half. Like you should be kissing your knees right now.
Like I thought that was a little weird, but they jump.
Well,
Of course, everyone mechanical sees them coming. They grab onto them immediately, try to pull them up because Emerson is right behind them, and he shoots off the winch. Well, actually, the rope more than anything.
the cable.
The cable. So the cable goes up, it falls down, and then he throws the thing at them. Oh, that was pretty cool. And then the fact that they just got out the way, but that cable definitely messed up Knox on his back, so he's gonna need medical attention.
Oh yeah, that was bad too.
Mm.
Oof, that was really bad.
So like he got whipped. So that's what he's gonna definitely need medical attention. So that I think that's gonna be something that they're gonna find out. So someone's going to have to get a doctor. Who do you think is gonna be there? Maybe Dr. Nichols?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just saying that might be the solution for it.
Uh,
So, yeah, they jumped off, got through. Like, look at them, they're just holding each other. I thought that was great that they held hands. It seems like they're getting closer to each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Even before in the room, because Shirley said, "Hey, Knox, you're a great leader. You're the only reason that mechanical stays together." And then she even admits that my plan was probably not the best plan.
Yeah,
we'll probably already be dead.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It doesn't feel fully romantic yet, but it feels like more of like the I don't know, but it does seem like they are more Shirley is falling for him. I think.
I think the
I don't know.
seeds are there.
Yeah, yeah. It's like starting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he sees it, throws it at him. They pull him up right before, but after that happens, all hell breaks loose on 130, and there's go get him, and they knock down that barrier. They overwhelm security, and all hell is breaking loose. And Bernard is in the room, seeing it all go to shit.
Yeah.
Title 18 is falling apart no matter what.
Like this is it. This is the war. Like this, I think, is like the start of it. That wall. Again, I told you, whenever you have a character in this group, two groups of people split by something, there's a literal wall. I don't know if they can get any more clear of like, like there's this big divide between them. So now it gets broken down, and it's just they start attacking each other. And it's the start of the war. It's the start of the war that the book told them, prepare for war. So yeah, it sucks.
He says, I don't think Shirley's attracted to men.
That's what I thought too.
That's the feeling, but I feel like this is such a different world that you can't assume anything.
Yeah.
I think proximity, closeness, feeling like you've been seen by someone can create something. I don't know if it's gonna be romantic. I just know that something is being created.
Yeah. Like at the very least, they have
Some type of connection.
more respect for each other, and willing to look out for each other at the very least,
At least
like
Shirley
they're a team.
understands Knox more.
Yeah, yeah, because Knox trusted her. He goes, here's the info. We need to be together on the same team. So at the very least, they're more of a unified,
Front, yeah.
for mechanical.
And it's so fun because Bernard calls Sheriff Billings and he's saying like, "Hey, they jumped. They're your turf now. Now, Billings, you gotta go find them. Go get them." And Billings tells him, "Hey, whatever you need, I'm here for the pact. I'm here to defend the pact. I'll do whatever you need me to do." As he's sitting there, getting help and hearing all the stories that we knew he was going to hear. So I thought,
did we skip past that part, or that was when I ran upstairs?
Yeah, that's why I went upstairs.
Okay, yeah.
So Patrick Kennedy. He told him like, look, if you get after, so what? I don't think I talked about the way that he got him to really trust him was because he gave him that piece of paper from
the book.
Brochure. Yeah. And he told him like, look, I'm giving you this Blue Ridge Mountain piece of paper, and if they knew I had this, the poster, if they knew I had this, I'll be just as much trouble as you. Yeah. And that's what kind of put Patrick, like, I could trust this guy. And you get me real medical help, then I will tell you everything you want to know, and probably way more things that you don't want to know.
Yeah, even the things you don't want to know. Yeah, but I thought that was interesting because Patrick Kennedy asks, like, he goes, "Oh, give me your gun." That's how you want to trust me. All right, give me your gun. But then he gives him something that's even like
way more
like important. Like here, I'm giving you my life in your hands. You know what I mean? So it's, but then it was also like, hey, we're on the same page. Like, you know something and I know something. Like, let's spill the beans here.
But did you see his face, Patrick's face, like when he saw the picture and realized the outside and just the idea behind it? He was just floored by it, and I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
So now, even looking at Billings right now, I feel like he just heard from Patrick all the stuff. Everything he knows, everything that Sims told him, everything that Sims ended up doing, even though after he told him he was going to give him the stuff to make him forget, told him everything.
Yeah, because he had that look on his face, and especially saying what he just said. He goes, "I'm willing to do anything for the silo." Like it's just so like sarcastic, like I'm over it type of stuff.
Yeah, like I no longer believe in the pact. It's almost like his entire belief in the pact is now going at this moment.
Yep, like his whole world is just shattered.
The guy who plays this, Chinaza Uche, dude, I'm enjoying him. Like the acting job that all these people are doing is amazing. They're really doing a great job. And you feel the emotion. They're realizing that in this show, the emotion of not being outside, being alone, being lied to is the most important emotion to portray.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're getting from these great acting performances.
Yeah. From the beginning, this guy was awesome.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him a lot.
And Juliet's, falling around, doing all this stuff. She just happens to sit down underneath this bed. She happens to grab the light, and she just, looking under the bed after she's about to pass out, and she finds the unused helmet. How? Your guess is as good as mine. Found the one room that had it underneath the bed as she was about to pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she grabs the helmet and starts to walk out. But then pain finally kind of takes over for her, and she passes out.
Yeah. Well, they did kind of show you at least why she's sick. Because she
Um,
undoes the bandage and it's all
and you
infected,
see
nasty
it's
looking.
black and pussing
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
So obviously there's some kind of infection going on. You know, so
But
at the
that
very least they
infection
gave us
should
that.
have,
But
but the
yeah,
infection, that means it's been there the entire time.
yeah, yeah. You know, she should have, as the viewers, we should have been reminded. Because I forgot about it, and I just watched season 1 like a few weeks before season 2 came out. So I can't even imagine if you watched it when it originally aired. It was like a year ago. Like, and you're supposed to remember that. And they should have at least kind of brought it up again.
Yeah.
Her just telling Solo's like, "Oh, what's that?" She goes, "Oh, I got it when I was running away," or some shit. Something like that. I don't know.
It's so funny. She said, whoever stole the helmet and hid it under the bed is bad at hiding things. I'm gonna hide it under the bed. And I'm gonna throw this cover over it. They'll never find it here.
They'll never
I just thought that was just so funny. I'm like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
really, guys?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what we doing.
Like I said, the only reasonable explanation I can come up with is like everything is like the war has started in this silo. So whoever's doing a lot of this stuff is just being quick with it all. It's just everything's fast and loose and messy.
Yeah, but there's like 180 rooms.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
On every floor. If it's
Uh-huh.
10,000 people, it's just
Yeah,
whatever. I'm saying whatever.
yeah.
But she finds it and she passes out. So I thought that was it. And that was the last scene we got for the episode. And the episode was over. And what do you think happens in the next episode?
It's halfway over now, right?
Yep, we've now passed the halfway point.
Yeah, halfway point. I thought Juliet's story was gonna be straightforward of her getting all the things she needs and then leaving the silo, or at least leaving silo 17. And man, there's so much more. Now Bernard knows about the secret tunnels. And if is he gonna find out what the secret message is? Man, the war started. There's so much, and I'm like, I don't know where it's going.
Well,
I
I
don't know where
never
it's
thought
going.
she was going to get back to another silo. Even if she did, they weren't going to let her out. So I never thought that, but I thought them showing Bernard the power from for judicial and IT was important. Them showing the tunnel was going to be important, and then Solo not allowing Juliet to leave might be the best thing for Juliet. You don't see it right now, but not letting her leave. Her draining that water, getting all the way down to the bottom, and then seeing the tunnel.
Seeing the tunnel
might be the most important thing for her.
Yeah, because then she doesn't have to worry about going outside. She just go underground. But now Bernard knows it. So,
but Bernard doesn't know how to get there.
Yeah,
only people mechanical know how to get there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Yeah.
So like she can go, and the people mechanical who are probably going to be in the middle of a war will be able to have her and say, okay, we're going to hide her. It's going to be like that Harry Potter moment where like Harry's back, yeah, and all of a sudden he's going to call them all up, and she's going to pop up there and tell them all the things that they don't want to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
He says, I thought Juliet will make it back to Silo a lot sooner. And I think it might be the season finale, if that.
Yeah, I don't think she may even makes it back. I think she finds a way to get back at the end of the season. And I think, and that would make sense too, is like, the end of season 1 is her leaving Silo 18. I can see the end of season 2 is her leaving Silo 17 on her way back to Silo 18. So season 3 would start with her finding her way back in 18. So
think she makes it back through the tunnel, so finds the tunnel in the penultimate episode, the beginning of
Okay.
10. She gets in there and she starts something that becomes even bigger, and that's when we get into season 3.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so interesting because like basically, I mean, she has to tell people like stop fighting. like it's not like here's the truth, you know. The
But
truth
she's the one person
is
that could galvanize them all.
yeah. But the truth is like the cameras are right. You know what I mean? Like what we see is true, you know, like everything's jacked up outside. Like we can't go outside. You
Well, I
know,
think Juliet's going to also get more information from Solo
I think so too. Yeah.
and find out why outside's that way. Maybe it's not just what we think it is. Maybe it's something that they did. Maybe it's temporary. Maybe it's only in their area. Maybe
Yeah.
there's
I
a
know
way for them
there's
to be.
the dome theory. I've been hearing a lot. Yeah.
I think that's might be what it is, and this is all an experiment, and they're gonna find out. Just like what's that scorch trials and stuff like that. You know,
Uh-huh.
so
I mean, I still like the idea that they're on Mars. I think that's an interesting theory. I like that one
that
a lot.
if that happens, if both those things happen, I'm writing a book.
Hey, watch out, how we
Exactly.
like I'm writing the next one.
We need more episodes like an old fashioned traditional 25 episode season, please.
Yeah.
I miss those when you get full character development. You get to understand their motivation. I miss those. You
Yeah.
care about those characters more.
Yeah. I mean, at least we get 10 1-hour episodes. They're close to 1 hour. You know, they're not fully 60
48
minutes.
minutes or so.
Yeah, you know, but you know, if you split that in like half an hour, you know, that's 20 episodes right there, you know. So it's not that off, you know, but it's I don't know. That's just I think the new streaming style is, and I prefer something like this, you know, 10 episodes about an hour long. I think that's a good way to say it, you know. Doing 30 minutes, you know, seven
So
episode, that's not a way to do it.
you're talking a sitcom because Supernatural was still 44 minutes and there's 28 episodes.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
so, like, there's a lot of shows. This would be
That was an
more
hour
of that,
long.
not like that kind of show, or The Walking Dead. That was an hour-long show. Those are hour-long shows that were 28 episodes, and
Yeah,
that
that's
gives a
true.
full story. So, I think that's more like those type of episodes, not the
Yeah.
sitcom ones.
Yeah, that is true.
I might have to go ahead and read the books. I need to know what happens, dude. It's so funny. It's hard trying to separate because the books tell you about other silos. They tell you about the big story, and it's hard trying to separate the book from what you watch in the show because the show's different. It's different.
Yeah. So my girlfriend Erica, she's reading the first book right now, and she's like, the book is very different. Like it is very different. I'm like, oh shit, okay. You know, so yeah, I think I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to read them too.
You love that. You do that anyway with Invincible. You did that.
Yeah. Yeah. The boys.
So the worst part is how they trick people into cleaning with the bad tape while the good tape exists. Yes, it's sitting there and they just doing it on purpose.
Because they know they got to die. You go out there, you can't come back just in case. You can't come back in.
So, he says, I love Supernatural, but I hate the series finale.
You know what? I still haven't watched the last season. Oh, that's a cool one.
Castiel. Bean.
Oh, you got them all.
Of course.
And the moose.
Sam. So yeah, I definitely love Supernatural, but I also know why the series finale was the way it was because the pandemic. But I want us to get another season. Just give me another season. Don't reboot it. Just give me another season.
Just keep it going.
Pretend like
good
it
with
didn't
that.
happen that way. This last episode didn't happen.
Yeah, I gotta watch the final season. It's one of those things where, like, if I don't watch it, then it's not over.
That was
Yeah.
me with Bones.
Yeah.
Just,
Well,
uh,
eventually I'll watch it. I gotta watch it, and I've been spoiler free. Like, I don't know how it ends.
oh, I know
So
exactly.
I've been
I don't tell you, but I know. I've seen every episode like 15 times, so I know. Also, Nikisha, I know you talk about you're a Trekkie. I have all the Star Trek, like the Next Generation, all the Funko Pops for that. I have
nice.
Will Riker. I have Jean-Luc Picard. I got Counselor Troy. I got Worf. I got the Borg. I got everything for the entire thing. So I saw one. I had to have them all. It was so bad.
Oh, speaking of that, the stuff I showed you.
Yes.
So
like,
I usually go. I go like thrifting a lot. A lot of stuff I'll keep. A lot of stuff I'll find and keep for myself, and then some things I'll resell. But I found at first I found one thing. I'm like, even I'm like, oh, this would be cool. I give it to Brian. I know you're not the original Star Trek. You're not the biggest fan. You don't,
I got Captain
Kirk
over there too.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm like, oh, I'll get it for Brian for like Christmas or something like that. Then I saw another part. So I found 3 pieces. I'm like, oh, damn, like this is cool. I'm like, let me see how much it's worth. I was like, I think
For
I
sale.
Force it, yeah. Like, I think Eric is taking pictures right now, so we can put it up for sale. Man, I'm like the phaser. It was a communication thing, another communication thing, and another like box thing. Like all of them together sell for like at least $300. At least $300. I was like, damn. Star Trek people be loving their collectibles, man. I mean, all nerds do. So
exactly.
Yeah.
The resistance is futile. They are my favorite bad guys. Hold on.
What are they? The Borgs or whatever.
I forgot about Data and Jordy. Locutus of Borg. So that's what Picard becomes when the Borg gets him, assimilate him. Yeah. Super nerd. Right here. I still watch the Next Generation. Just if I'm bored, I just turn on the Next Generation. Yeah. So I'm gonna go season 5, episode 18. Why not?
Just random episode.
But that is our Silo review, episode 5. Descent. This is our breakdown. Dude, I think this is a good episode. I do have a few problems with what happened with Juliet, but overall it was fun. And I think Solo's going to be such a badass going forward. I can't wait to see what we get on Friday, but we're already halfway through this season already.
Yeah. So 5 more weeks. 5 more weeks. It's gonna be good.
It's so funny because as soon as this is over, we're going right into Severance season 2. We'll be doing the same things for Severance. Saturday, we'll break down the episode. We'll talk about it, and hopefully, you guys will all come in and enjoy that because Apple TV Plus is doing a great thing. They're just great shows. Shrinking is great. Oh my God, I didn't realize how good it was. I've been watching. So
season 1's great. I heard season 2 is like great too. I haven't started season 2 yet.
Oh, I'm enjoying this, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep it going as long as we can. Thank Nikisha for being here, Dr. Deb being here. We had Brogu, of course. Brogu was here. So guys, all your comments and all that stuff helps. Kal-El, thank you for being in.
Yes.
All you guys appreciate you watching us, and if you're watching us later, join us. We're here on Saturdays. We'll do these breakdowns. Start at 9 p.m. on Saturday. We also go live on Mondays and Thursdays. We talk about other TV shows, other movies. We just all saw. At least I saw Craven. Yeah.
I still gotta see it, but yeah.
So we'll be talking about that on Monday, and going through some of the TV shows. I think we could go through what's that? The one on Prime, the video game one.
Oh, Secret Level.
Secret Level. I watched all 8 of those down. So
yeah, the part 2 comes out this Monday.
So we can break down the first 8 and then make the next 8 we'll do the following week. So
wow.
We're gonna be having fun. We're going to we'll do trailer reactions. We'll look at all the new things coming out, and we'll talk about Sony maybe bringing their own Spider-Man into their live action stuff that has nothing to do with Marvel. That is the rumor. So
yeah,
join us then. Thank you guys for coming in tonight. We'll see you same time next week. And thank you for being here with me, of course, and showing how big your nerdom is, just like me.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
See ya
later.